Good day, everyone. So, on this module, I will be specifically discussing the topic on writing and editing for the web. So, before we begin, let me just ask everyone a question. Can web become the new frontier for development communication? When we talk about frontier, it means that it could be explored as a tool so that the purpose for development communication could be achieved. So on this module or topic or presentation, the following objectives are expected from you guys. So after studying this module, you should be able to discuss the web's role as a new frontier for development communication. The second one is to provide examples of how the web is used in development communication initiatives. So let me begin the presentation by showing to you guys a survey that I have found online. So, although this survey has been conducted in 2021, but I still find it relevant on our discussion for today. So, according to the survey, 4.72 billion of the total world population are using internet. 60.1% of this um, is actually 60.1% is actually the percentage of the people using internet. So, according to the survey as well, that 6 hours and 56 minutes is the average total consumption time that these people are actually utilizing the internet. And 92.8% are using cell phone to utilize internet. So that's how powerful the web is. And on the similar survey, or on the same survey, sorry, people actually love to utilize or use WhatsApp. Second to that is Facebook, and then the third one is Instagram. So these social media platforms are considered to be the top three most favorite among the internet users or social media users. So, to answer now the question if web can be utilized as a frontier for development communication, the answer for that is yes. So here are the examples so that we would be able to understand the relevance of web as the new frontier for development communication. So here you are going to see here a donation drive or campaign by Angat Buhay and also the 2030 Youth Peace in the Philippines Incorporated. So during this time, the web has been utilized as a social networking site to mobilize resources. This is very vital and crucial with what's happening in the country as well, because we are experiencing a typhoon and we had been able to see a lot of donation drive campaigns conducted through Facebook. By mobilizing resources means that we are um, utilizing the web as a tool for development communication. To give you more an example for this, let me proceed with the next slide. So the next slide stated the web can be utilized as a development communication tool, especially as a new frontier for activism. So on the posts here, or the screenshot of the posts I have taken from the internet, you're going to see the end the cycle or the stop hazing campaign, and then the call for volunteers for bamboo planting. So you will be able to see that it is really true that web can be used as a frontier for development communication. So while we are on it, let me proceed with the next slide, stating that technology is obviously expanding both in its actual reach into our daily lives and in terms of its creative potential. So because people now are really relying on web so that we would be able to get information, entertainment, or education, or a mix of. it means that our its actual reach is also becoming wide as well, making this web as has a creative potential, so that we would be able to achieve our goal as development communication practitioners. Second to that is technology. Second to that is technology is challenging us to equally expand our definition of what constitutes our community. So in the past, community can only be seen as, sharing the same physical distance or sharing the same background. But now, because of the presence of technology, we are becoming more interconnected. Countries are becoming borderless. So it means that it also challenges our idea and definition of what community really is. But for me, it's a good thing because countries are becoming borderless, and given the real time um, capacity or real time updates with everyone, then our community is becoming more open to becoming more diverse and inclusive. So with this, because of this definition on our module, sorry, on our module, um, this leads us to the discussion about Marshall McLuhan, which is a Canadian who is a Canadian media theorist. So Marshall McLuhan's in the 2012, I mean, sorry, De La Peña Bandelaria, who is the author of our module in 2012, stated or introduced these two terms coined by Marshall McLuhan. He mentioned that the medium has more influence compared to the content itself. It is received, processed, and understood. So this explains as to how technology, or I mean um, the technology or the web is becoming very influential on itself. We all know that there are a lot of phishing going around on the web, disinformation, the presence of malinformation, misinformation. However, it no longer matters at all, according to Marshall McLuhan, because it is the medium or the technology itself that is becoming more influential compared to the content that it has. Um, because of the technology allowing people to become more interconnected, he coined the global village. Um, he mentioned that electronic communication would create a global village connecting people worldwide instantly, foreshadowing the rise of the internet and the social media during his time. So it was before it this theory by Marshall McLuhan was published way back before 2000s. However, he already theorized that electronic communication, which in our discussion, the web, could create a global village connecting people despite of how far they are with each other. But because of social media like Facebook, Twitter, or X, or Instagram, and all the social media platforms that utilize, we become more interconnected with each other. So that ends our discussion. So for our discussion forum, kindly answer what are the advantages and disadvantages of utilizing the web for development communication initiatives? I think this is very vital that we discuss it now, because on this topic we only covered the potential of the web as a new frontier for development communication, but it is lacking with the discussion about the advantages and the disadvantages of utilizing the web for development communication initiatives. So, because we aim on discuss, we aim that everyone has a contribution on the discussion. So you may put or you may add your answer to the discussion forum, so that you will be able to have a similar conversation in answering this question. So here are my references, so that you will be able to grasp where did I get the information I shared to you guys. And let me end the discussion with a quote that I have that That is one of my favorite. So, communication is merely an exchange of information, but communication is an exchange of our humanity. So, we have to communicate, interact with each other, either it's through the web or through a face to face interaction. We have to be connected because it is the exchange of our humanity. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I hope everyone is safe from the typhoon. Bye bye.